Joe Burrow returned to the practice field, plus practice fights and a ton of takeaways from Wednesday's joint practice. It's Bengals, it's Packers. Let's get into it. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapine of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and this is why you come here, for practice recaps, exclusive coverage, thoughts, takeaways that you're not going to get anywhere else right here at Paycor Stadium. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's get into it. And let's start. There's a variety of ways we could start. We could start with the fact that the defense was really good today, offensive takeaways from the joint practice, maybe a practice skirmish or two, which we will get into. But we actually have to start with the franchise. Joe Burrow walked out today and was at practice for the first time since suffering that calf strain a little over 2 weeks ago, right on 2 weeks ago. I think it was exactly 2 weeks ago tomorrow. Point is, Burrow was out there. We had video of it on our social channels. Hopefully, you've seen that, and if not, well, now you are. The good news is, and I tried to describe this about a week ago when we saw him walking through the locker room, but he's walking without any sort of hitch, any sort of issue. He was out there. He stood out there for quite some time, was rocking the bucket hat and sunglasses, and I think he really wanted to be out there today for the joint practice because this is the most competitive practice of training camp. And that's why there were some practice fights and skirmishes. That's why there were plenty of chirping going on both sides. It's competitive, and it's a lot of reps for the starters, more reps in this practice than they would get in any preseason game. And so it's really, really valuable work. And so Joe naturally wanted to be out there. Brian Callahan afterwards, and we posted video of the offensive coordinator. So make sure you check that out after you're finished watching this video. Said that, yeah, it was kind of the plan for Burrow to be out there. There was the possibility of it if he was feeling up to it, and clearly he was. And I think he was certainly excited to come out, to be at practice, to stand, and to take in the joint practice. That said, let's get into the practice itself. And the storyline, if there was a storyline, it was the fact that the defenses dominated on both sides. Let's start with the good on the Bengals defense. There were so many big plays from this Bengals defense. DJ Turner made multiple big plays. Mike Hilton had an interception. Mike Hilton had a pass breakup on Christian Watson. There were a bunch of different looks that we saw from the safeties. A three-safety look where Dax Hill was the deep safety and Nick Scott was the nickel. And Jordan Battle was out there roaming the box. And then Nick Scott came out at one point, and Dax was still deep. And there are other times where obviously Dax is in the nickel. Like just different alignments and unique things that the Bengals were certainly working on. Cam Taylor-Britt made some good plays. The defensive line was certainly dominant. Trey Hendrickson had multiple sacks, including one. And there were two practice fights, which I'm going to get to in just a second. One where he grabbed Jordan Love's jersey, and then he was talking a ton of trash, and nothing happened. Love stayed upright, but that did not cause a fight, which I was actually pretty surprised about. That said, Miles Murphy made plays. Miles Murphy played with the first team offense on the edge, on the interior. He was all over the place and had multiple plays, including a sack. Cam Sample was making plays. Like, this was a really, really good day for this defense, and I'm missing guys. Right, there are guys that I'm missing or I didn't see or I'm not mentioning. Logan Wilson didn't participate today. I think he's fine. Alex Kappa didn't participate today. He's going to be fine. I asked Zach Taylor about him, and they're just being very cautious with the starting right guard. And so we will see there. Trey Hill, by the way, was the backup right guard. He was the one with the ones today. And let's get to the fight. I think we should. It happened on the defensive side against the Packers offense. Elkton Jenkins was involved in both fights, the Packers offensive lineman, number 74. And he's someone that, apparently likes to fight because he got into one fight with Jermaine Pratt, and it was this all-out brawl, and I'm sure that you've seen videos on social. I know we put up some video on allbengals.com that fans were able to take during the practice. It was a no filming period for us, so we can't get actual video of it. But that was the first one. It got broken up. Practice resumed. And then the second one, he must have said something to DJ Reader, and they kind of gotten into it. and someone tried to push DJ Reader away, and he pushed that guy away. And then Jenkins just smacked Reader in the face and then bailed quick, was kicked out of practice. And that is like the last person. And I talked to a few guys in the locker room. That is the last person on this Bengals team that I would want to smack in the face, just to give you an idea. That dude is probably the strongest guy on the team. So not what the doctor ordered for anyone. Jenkins, well, he escaped because he had the smack, backpedaled, and then was obviously kicked out of practice. And the theme in the locker room, and Reader, we posted a video of Reader discussing it as well, so check that out. But he gets frustrated, Jenkins does, and clearly he didn't want to necessarily continue practicing. And that happens when you're losing, when you're getting beat, and the Bengals defense certainly won the day and beat the Packers offense. Let's switch gears now, and let's talk about offense, because to me, this Bengals offense it's in flux without Burrow. Shocker, right? And despite that, I think there are a lot of nice takeaways, even though they didn't move the ball as much as they probably should have or could have, due to one quarterback play where both quarterbacks, Trevor Siemian and Jake Browning, they got about an even split with the first team, and this was mostly a first-team practice. There were some highlights. One, let's talk about the offensive line. I thought Jonah Williams looked great at right tackle. Really good. I thought he thrived in the team periods. I watched firsthand multiple red zone periods, multiple 11-on-11 periods where he was winning his matchup regularly. And that's exactly what you want to see from Jonah Williams on that right side. Switch gears, obviously Orlando Brown Jr. All these guys are holding up, and I thought performed well, including Trey Hill, who is obviously backing up Alex Kappa. So overall, I think it was a really good day for this Bengals offensive line. They just didn't move the ball consistently. And that's the part of it where, of course, you want to see it. Of course, Joe Burrow isn't out there. That matters a ton. But they were able to move the ball. Tyler Boyd made some nice plays. Irv Smith Jr. had some nice catches. Chase Brown had a touchdown up the on the left side. It was a goal line play on the 2 or 3, and he ran it behind Cordell Volson and Orlando Brown Jr. for a touchdown. I'm trying to think of who else. Or no, he was actually with the second team on that, but it was still a touchdown. It was on the left side. Who else scored? Joe Mixon had a touchdown. And so there were multiple guys that made plays, that made big plays. Jamar Chase almost had a nice touchdown in the end zone. But you could tell that without T. Higgins, T did not practice today either. He's fine. Asked him. He's good to go. I just think, again, precautionary. If there's any little ache, any little pain, why put them out there? Why put these guys out there? So this Bengals team they look good. And I was talking to one of the most important Bengals about this team, and I can't say who, but I was like, man, that defense looks – he was like, yeah, the young corners look like they can play, and obviously Turner, Ivy, Cam Taylor-Britt, all of those guys were making plays, and it's good to see. It's really good to see. Ivy wasn't out there as much because it's a lot of first-team reps. We'll see him on Friday night, and we will have a video of what to watch for on Friday night dropping right here on Thursday. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and buckle up because the preseason is here, baby, and we have you covered all season long right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So for our channel coordinator, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapine, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.